currently on my way to a call right now.
I'm really living a double life.
You underestimate the power.
I'm so sorry. I wish I could do.
Ladies and gentlemen,
You don't have to love me. That a girl goes through. About your new messiah.
Yeah, see, that's me. And you bet your ass I'll expose my own hypocrisy and say that I was on social media back in 2014, 2015 when it first got big, and we as cops were allowed to say, hey, shit, we're cops, man, let's post it online. And the two men who are responsible for today's day and age of police officers leveraging social media are Officer Tommy Norman and Officer Daniels. And both of them provided two opposite ends of the spectrum for the job. You had Officer Tommy Norman, who is the standard of community policing, both him and Officer Dion Joseph. And then you had Officer Daniels and Mike the cop, who both sat there and let the world in behind some type of scene of levity, and they tried to humanize the badge. But somewhere along the lines, the department said what you're doing is going to cause a problem. They knew this, and they said no more posting on social media in your uniform. It's just going to warp your heads. But then some departments determined that that's unconstitutional, and as long as the cop is not identifying the agency they're with, they can still post online themselves in uniform. It's 10 years later. 10 years later, and now all those little kids who grew up on social media have become cops, and they leverage. The first thing they do is they get a social media TikTok account, and it's Officer something rather. The reason being is it's no longer about getting that job to serve the public and not having to worry about an officer's bringing in their personal biases to affect discretion, but now that badge gives them a voice online. Because before that badge, no one gave a shit about what they had to say or what they thought, what their opinions are, what they cared about. But that badge now was a shining beacon of me, me, me. You better pay attention to me. They built their own echo chambers, and what's important to them is what they post every single day online. We see cops driving and texting. We see cops driving and TikToking. We see cops talking about their job all day long and getting that reinforcement all the time from the audience they create, their own personal bias. My question is, where is that going to take us in America? Because although so many of you think it's good to see your cops TikTok dancing and lip syncing and all this, can they, when their brain is now interrupted from the addiction their phones and their social media dopamine hit gives them, can they properly exercise discretion when it comes down to dealing with you in that time of need where you call 911? Personally, I don't think it could happen. We're all addicted to our phones, and we're all addicted to the praise we get from other people, the edification we get from other people. You give that to somebody who has power over you and authority over you, it's a petri dish for fucking disaster. TikTok cops and agencies, this shit has to stop now. It's dangerous.